If you don't think LeBron James could have gotten $53 million out in the open market, then the league is telling you what I'm telling you, which is he's not a top 10, top 15, top 20 player.
Damn.
I'm not saying it. The league is, and frankly, LeBron and Rich Paul is, and damn sure the LA Lakers are.
Doug Gottlieb goes off on LeBron James for not being a top 10 player. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
You know, when you're so used to being the guy for so long, when you're not, you don't know what to do with yourself.
Reality check.
Right? And remember, you go back the last couple years, and LeBron James, really smart in that he would let Austin Reeves and others like go and try and get buckets in different times which he could rest. He seemed okay with that. He doesn't seem okay with this. Because in order to make Luka successful, Luka's got to have the ball a ton, and he's got to determine everything.
Yeah, it's different when you can talk about it. Okay, when I get to the point in my career where I need to be a Robin and someone else can be the Batman, yeah, talk is cheap. But when you actually have to do it, I think you're seeing that with LeBron. Like, he's not used to, passing the ball up, letting someone else control the offense, him being a second or third option. Yeah, he knew he would get to this point eventually in his career, but now that you're at this point in your career where you pretty much had to be Robin to Luka's Batman, LeBron, you can tell he's not able to handle that. He has to dribble the ball up the court. He has to be the main focal point of the offense. And then from an organizational standpoint, he has to be the alpha. He has to be the first in contact, first in line. What's going on with player personnel decisions? What's going on with the front office? Everything usually has to go through LeBron, but now LeBron is second fiddle to Luka. Now he's in the background finding out things when we're finding out stuff in the media. So LeBron James, this is definitely different for him, and he's not able to handle this point in his career.
And the only conclusion you can come to is that LeBron was cool with other guys taking shots, with other guys making plays, if it was based upon a plan that he had okayed. Now it's nobody goes to him and asks him, and they're just doing things on their own, and he's not okay with it.
Oh, he's not. He's crashing out.
He's not okay with it. It's a fascinating thing to watch, where if you really wanted to play somewhere else and you really wanted to win a championship, you did not have to pick up your player option.
And that's the main thing. I don't think a lot of people are really talking about that factor of it. Yeah, LeBron, he's talking about, okay, he's cool with everything. He had a meeting or didn't have a meeting. He's talking with the front office. There's a lot of reports coming out as far as how LeBron is feeling right now. But the ultimate thing is, if you're feeling the way you're feeling now, if you're LeBron, why did you opt into that contract? There's alleged 4 teams out there that's interested in your services. Think about how many more teams would be interested in LeBron if he decided to opt out. No team wants to, reload their roster and pay a 41-year-old $52 million. But I guarantee a lot of teams would be willing to maybe give LeBron James a decent contract for multiple years, but they don't want to go through that $52 million contract. That's a lot for a team to a player to where any season could be his last season. So why are we going to, offload multiple players to match that $52 million? It's just a lot. But if you're LeBron James, you got faith that you can contribute to any team. Why not opt out? Why are you opting in to that contract? A lot of people ain't giving up $52 million, especially in their 23rd season. So I ain't mad at LeBron for opting in, but don't start crying like a diva when you want more players on that team, more quality stars, but you got to settle for Ayton and Marcus Smart.
And you can tell me all you want about, LeBron James should never play for less money. Hey, you are what the market will bear, right? If you don't think LeBron James could have gotten $53 million out in the open market, then the league is telling you what I'm telling you, which is he's not a top 10, top 15, top 20 player.
Damn.
I'm not saying it. The league is, and frankly, LeBron and Rich Paul is, and damn sure the LA Lakers are.
LeBron James, not a top 10 or top 15 player in the league. I don't know about that. Now, even though people can say what they want to say about LeBron, is he the greatest player of all time? You got a huge debate there. But is LeBron James a top 15 player? I believe he is, but do teams really want to pay $52 million for a 41-year-old? I think that's the main issue. So it's not that he's a top this player or top that player currently right now. Are you willing to pay a 41-year-old $52 million, one bad ankle tweak? That could be it for him. So LeBron, he's been very fortunate in his career not to sustain a season-ending injury. He's missed a couple games throughout recent years with the groin, but minus the groin and the ankle tweak, LeBron, he's been available to play, but teams aren't willing to offload multiple promising players for LeBron James for $52 million in his 23rd season. So I do believe LeBron, he's at least a top 15, top 20 player. But as far as stats, 25 points per game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. In this current era of the NBA, that's going to make you a top 15, top 20 player. But is LeBron James going to be able to impact winning when it counts the most in the playoffs? Now, if you want to say he's a top 10 or top 15 player, as far as winning in the playoffs, then that could be a question mark for LeBron James.
For LeBron, he's sitting there going, hey, man, I won you a title. Hey, man, I set the all-time scoring mark. Place is full. I'm still getting buckets and winning games with a myriad of coaches. We don't spend a ton of money on a bunch of other stuff the way that even the Clippers do. We don't have a brand new arena. We have a nice practice facility, but it's not like state of the art. It's not like you guys go crazy for things. And, our teams are competitive when I've been healthy. And I was the one who turned Anthony Davis into a championship player, whereas previously Anthony Davis always breaking down. LeBron, in his mind, he's like, I'm LeBron James. I am the system. When you're the Lakers, you sit there and go, well, okay, you've gotten hurt 5 out of the 7 years and haven't finished the season. There was the time in which you showed up drunk to a game with a goblet of wine sitting on the bench, and you kind of embarrassed yourself, and it was really awkward, right? We've changed out coaches because you tuned them out. Remember the time which we were going to go get DeMar DeRozan? Yeah, you were the one that said you wanted Russell Westbrook instead.
Bad
and
luck.
we had to overpay to get Russell Westbrook, and that relationship ended in terms of quality relationship like 2 months into the season. You were done with him.
Yeah, and then with this Lakers divorce, they're bringing up all these things with LeBron. So even though LeBron James, he is a walking bucket, he's going to give you the 25 points, multiple rebounds, and assists, they start to remember, like, LeBron's a headache to deal with. We pretty much got to go through Rich Paul. We got to deal with him. We got to deal with the media narratives and just changing things up, the secrecy and the passive aggressiveness, the narcissism from LeBron. So now that you're at this point in his career, the Lakers, they don't really want to deal with the aging LeBron James that doesn't know how to be a Robin to Luka's Batman. So the Lakers, they're remembering all the moves that they made for LeBron, drafting Bronny, trading for AD, getting rid of the young core. Instead of choosing DeMar DeRozan, they wanted Russell Westbrook. So that's another X on LeBron. So I think the Lakers, they're officially done with LeBron. Didn't want to offer him a contract extension. So LeBron get used to being in a Lakers uniform one last time, because after this season, it's officially over.
Remember the time in which you made us draft Bronny James and then made us say all these nice things about Bronny James, and then we turned our G League team into like an AAU team just made for Bronny to take all the shots and make all the plays.
Facts.
Then we played him on the big club when there's no reason he should have been playing on the big club. Remember that?
They did a lot for
In and
him.
of itself, like, you let guys get, it's LeBron. But then when LeBron no longer wants to participate because the team is no longer crafted with him at the top of the org chart, now all those other things come back into play.
Of course. They remember it. They ain't
All those
forget.
other little things that you hold against LeBron James, which, again, people in the organization, I know a lot of people that they were staunch defenders of LeBron and still are on some level, as you have no idea. This guy practices hard. This guy is precise with what he puts in his body. The guys who are his guys, he leads and he gets them in the gym and he works out and He really is about the right things. He wants to study film. He wants to know the answers to the questions before they appear on the nightly game test. But now you talk to those same people and they're like, dude, he only wants to work out by himself. He has this small circle that's getting smaller. No one can say anything bad about Bronny. Can't treat him like he's a regular rookie in the NBA. He wants his guys. You trade away Anthony Davis and he freaks out. His management team constantly trying to control things. Feels headed for divorce.
Yeah, and again, it's just a lot of stuff to deal with LeBron. A lot of pros and cons. The pros are he's going to be prepared. He's going to come into training camp in shape, enter the season in shape. He's going to play a lot. But a lot of the cons are Rich Paul Clutch Sports, Bronny James, the trading of players. It's just so much going on with LeBron. The Lakers are officially done with him. Again, do you really want to deal with LeBron James for another 2 or 3 years while you have Luka in his prime? Or do you want to free up that $52 million in cap space and try to, prepare for the future with Luka? So it's officially over for LeBron in LA, and it's time for the Lakers to move on.